And here, check, check, dinosaur. Yeah! Alrighty. Hi guys, welcome on. Tiffany here of Tiffany Cosplay. If you are on TikTok or on Instagram, welcome. I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany Cosplay, and that is where I'm going to be reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube if you want to say anything. Otherwise, thanks for being here. For those on YouTube, hello! Hi Wizard. I kind of didn't announce I was streaming today, so thanks for showing up, and anybody else that comes along lurking, surprise! I'm a little bit of a goblin today, and new blue hair. What's up? Pretty happy about it, because I did it all myself, so yee. Saved a lot of money. But yeah, I've just been so busy with Lilith stuff, and then more medical stuff, and just tons of stuff behind the scenes. I'd like to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody that helped support financially towards the Glowforge. I did invest in it, and it finally arrived, and we're actually going to be working on some stuff with it today, so yay! Pretty much a fourth came from YouTube funding from all of y'all's gracious donations. A fourth came from tax return, and then 2/4 went on my credit card, and I'll eventually pay it off. So, yay! But I'm really happy to finally have it and to start doing stuff. I've cut lots of stuff with it already. Chaz does not like it at all. He basically all day when I was using it just decided he's just gonna pee everywhere because he was very angry about it. It's a little bit loud, so I may change where he is located in the house again, just so that way it doesn't affect him too much. But the good thing is it cuts pretty fast, so it's only if I'm going to be cutting for like a long period of time. So yeah, hi Henry Bro, welcome on. I know, woot woot! So yeah, other announcements. I did add a bunch of new prints and restocked prints on my website. They are technically pre-order, but I've already ordered them. They're just being printed and coming. They'll be going to Monsterpalooza for first come, and then whatever is left will go to SoonerCon. So yeah, unless I have to like restock on a bunch of stuff again. I do have 3 new banners coming as well. And those are convention exclusives, so I'm excited about that. I think I did a Gundam, a Sun, and a Thor one. So those are the new ones, and then I still have a Jinx one and a... I don't remember the other one. Oh, technically I have an Atlantic Mercy that I'm going to be eating around. But yeah, I do plan on doing a few more merch stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more pins. The little acrylic pins, I'll reorder the logo one as well as a bunch of other new designs. Some fun ones. My pins are going to kind of be like memes, I've decided, because I like them. They're fun. And then potentially doing some resizing in the current t-shirts, because I know that's been a long request, and I think we have enough requests to warrant more orders of them. So yes. Other things would be, if you didn't know, I helped write a book. It is about thermoplastics. If you do !book in YouTube chat, you can get a link to that. I did like 5 different sections in there, so hopefully it's helpful for y'all. And then update on Lilith. You can kind of see it in the background. Everybody but the Instagram people. Oh, I can't turn that, sorry. You'll have to go on YouTube and see. But pretty much the skirt's all done. The top part of the shirt is pretty much done except for adding the collar. Once I get the collar done, then I can do the placement of the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads are done. I'm really excited with how they turned out. If you remember, I think 2 weeks ago when I streamed, we were making this out of foam clay, and it's done! So yeah, and then added fabric. It's a weird thing. Like, to me, they remind me of Borderlands, the newest one that released, the wizard one or whatever. They have like these floating little critters that like shoot things at you, and that's what it reminds me of. But they're just go like that. Just try not to stab my eye with it because they are a little pokey. But yeah, and I'm happy because the patina is all nice and pretty. Patina's been a pain to make on all this, but I'm really happy with it. It's a subtle one with the blue. You see it a lot more in person. There's a lot more down here and around here. But it's actually, so if you don't know, I used to do metalsmithing, and I actually know how to do patinas on metal. So I kind of took one that was similar for copper and for brass, where you use salt and it turns it actually blue, and it doesn't turn blue on foam, but if you mix it with a little bit of paint, a little bit of simple green, and the salt, it kind of makes it where the salt will oxidize the blue and kind of spread it and make it kind of thicker and thinner in some spots and make it look like an actual organic patina. So yeah, and I think I have a tutorial, or it'll be in one of the tutorials, I think, but otherwise I showed the steps in my making of this little picture thing. But yeah, I'm happy about it. So that's exciting. For the wings we're gonna be working a little bit on today, doing some resin welding. I am a little bit concerned with the weight, but we'll just have to see in the end how much it all adds up. So yeah, but I'm not really gonna talk about too much of like what else we're making with it. And then the only other things that we're working on are the helm pieces, which I'm really excited. So these are the pieces that we had cut out with the Glowforge. The gray part, not the red part. The red part we did a long time ago. But I'm so happy I didn't have to cut all of these little spots by hand, because that would have been a pain. A pain! And then these guys, which were also cut with the Glowforge. Shout out to SKS Props for giving me his Glowforge settings, because that made it a lot easier for me to just like put that in and pretty much get like straight up and going. The 10mm foam, perfect, spot on. 4mm I still have to work on a bit. I've already sanded the edges on here, so these are two pieces of foam glued together. But the problem with the 4 is because it's so thin, the laser kind of melts the foam a little bit. So it's either it melts it too much and pierces all the way through, or it will it doesn't melt it but doesn't cut it all the way through, and so it's a little kind of back and forth of figuring out, but at least I have them done. And these are like the little dangly things that hang on the skirt, so yeah. But we'll start with these. There's only like a few things I gotta do with them, and then we'll move on to the wing parts with resin. So let me get that stuff. But yeah, welcome on, guys. So yeah, Nas, Angry, Sparko, Adam, Zampin. Yep. Okay. Out my board. And again, for those that are on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay. We're working on the Lilith Cosplay from Diablo, and go to YouTube, that is where I'm actually reading chat. So, yeah. Yep. Love the look of it, thanks. Yeah, welcome on, guys. Okay. So, basically the only thing left I have to do with these is it has detail slits that are like right here, and with the Glowforge, it just, because they were too close, it was melting them, and so we're gonna just do it by hand, because I didn't really want to figure out dialing it in. So yeah. Let's see, can I turn any more? And a little bit. Okay. sure it's Thursday. No, why y'all are like, it's the weekend, and it's not the weekend. Okay. Hopefully this one's sharp. I haven't checked. So I'm just piercing it halfway through. I'm gonna do the 3 lines. And then afterwards we'll get the, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. The heat gun. It will heat it up and it'll open those channels, and then this will be done and ready for plasti dip and painting. So yeah. But has anybody been up to anything lately? I saw Wizard, you did the Ren Fair. I'm jealous. I want to do the Ren Fair really bad. When is coming here? And I'm gonna go try it. So weekend for you, Lucky. Is this like a holiday weekend? I don't know when holidays are anymore. Oh, also, if you are new here, remember to like this video while it is live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as I'd love to have you as part of our cosplay building community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free here on YouTube. Nope. Week 4 days off. Oh, so you have 4-day weeks? That's cool. No, lucky ones. Lucky ones. But I guess I choose my own hours, so just depends on how I'm feeling for me, which I just work every day anyway. Okay, 2 more left. I have to do all my talking now because I'll have to wear a respirator in a little bit. Oh, well thank you. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I typically try to do a live crafting stream every week. I normally start around 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then I go to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I've just been busy with tons of stuff, so I stream at different times of the week at this point now, or all different days, so. How many hours total do you think Lilith will take? Well, I don't, so for me with my cosplay builds, I don't really do hours. Welcome to the community. I do more of estimated by days, just because I kind of have like general ideas of how much time I'll take during a day. And this, the Lilith build is gonna be 2.5 to 3 months. So at the end of this month will be 2 months, and then it'll be another half a month to a month. So, depending on how the wings go. So far I am on schedule, we're doing great. I'm at the point where I won't be able to do a lot of stuff while I wait for the wings to finish printing parts, which is a good thing. But also, it's a little, I want to have the wings done in time for Monsterpalooza, but if they are not to the quality that I want them to be, then I won't take the wings, I'll just take the main outfit part. So yeah. Okay. Get out the heat gun. Hi Amy, welcome on. I'm glad to see all the updates on your Diablo cosplay on Discord. It's looking great so far. Yee! Welcome to the community. Yeah, if you are new, we do also have an open Discord that anybody can join. Just do !Discord on YouTube chat, and you can join just as long as you're not a jerk or a troll. It is a community that is about supporting everybody. So, yeah. Hi Tree, welcome on. In real, yeah, happy May 4th, everyone. I always forget about that. Except for like my timeline.
Write it down.
All May 4th stuff. Angry, thank you for being a member here for 14 months. I really appreciate the support. Much love, and as always, you'll be in the scroll thing on the next stream. I will write it down. I gotta find my booklet. It disappeared. We're gonna write on a piece of paper because I can't find my booklet. You can see my lovely little like random sketches of bunnies. Welcome on, Jose. Okay, write it down, write it down. And Adam, thank you also for being a legendary member, being a remember for 15 months. I greatly appreciate it. Much love. The notification will pop up soon and will tell me to write it down. There we go. Okay, I got it. I got it. Wajah. Okay, you've made or come up with so many changes. This is turning out to be awesome. Good. Okay, so we're gonna be using our heat gun on the low setting, so it's gonna be a tiny bit louder, but we're only gonna use it for a second. These lines right here that we use the X-Acto knife, using the heat, it's actually gonna open those up and have a slight little channel, a little bit more. So, this won't take too long though. But the rest of the foam is already heat treated from before using the Glowforge.
Write it down.
That should be the Adam one. Yes. Okay. It's like, is there another? So yeah, that compared to the
Write it down.
Okay, that's a different one. Real, thank you for being a legendary remember for 16 months. Write it down. I appreciate it. Much love. Okay. Got it. But yeah, so this one's the opened up one, this one's the not opened up one, so you can already see the difference. Slowly working on Diablo 4 Barbarian cosplay. Share pictures in the Discord, I'd love to see. Yeah. I always love seeing what everybody in the community is making. I'm just gonna leave it on. Makes it easier, so it'll go quick. So far you've worked on it for about 2 months? That's pretty good! Thinking about it lost in the tubes of the... Wait, what? How's everything for you, Adam? Is your son doing okay? Testing the barb in the server slam. Aren't they doing one more testing before release? I'm still waiting for full release to play. Because I also just don't have time as well right now. Okay, last one. Hi Dave, welcome on. Blue hair looks good. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was way too expensive to get it professionally done like last time, so I just did it myself, and it's pretty good. Like, I had to bleach a lot of it, and it's a lot more the color that I wanted. I left a little bit of the dark, and then I still want to go back and do my roots. my natural hair kind of, because it's blonder in the front, it colored a little bit. And I think I want to go and make this darker. Either that or highlight just the front because I'm always lighter here and have it just blue bangs. So yeah. We'll see. It just takes a little bit of time. So. But all these are Dunskies and they are ready for plastic up now as well as to be painted. So I'm gonna put these over in the side. And then next we're gonna get ready for doing resin. And for that I will have to set up some safety stuff. And I'll have to wear a respirator, so it might be a little okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I love Thor. Thor's like one of my favorites. Working, going in 2 hours. Ooh. Well, hopefully it's not terrible weather for you and everything's going okay. I'm slaying the blue hair. Aw, thank you. Server Slam next weekend. Okay. This is 3rd time now, right? I believe. Okay, so things that we're gonna need. That. Also need to get my little rubber band. So for me, I have such small hands, I have a hard time opening things. And here, all of my vegetables from World Market come with these nice industrial rubber bands, which are perfect for putting on all of my resin caps in large bottles that I can't get, so I can open things by myself. It's awesome. Hydrate? Okay, I just had some water, but that's okay. That's okay. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Thanks for watching. Rainy, lots of rain. We haven't had too much rain. We had a rainstorm, I think, last week. Everything is turning green and it's like no longer stupid cold here, which is wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So basically for resin welding, so we're gonna be doing this. So these are for the wings, and my resin printer has a height limitation, just like most. And so you have to print it in sections, and then you're basically going to weld it with its own material to attach the parts together. And that's what we're gonna be doing. So this one's all finished, it's all cured and everything. And then I have to figure out which parts are which from these that I have done. So we'll have, I think it's a D, because it's A through G. But yeah, so we'll have a plate to put our resin on. We have alcohol in case we spill. We also use super glue, non-Gorilla, because the Gorilla is shit. It does not work. Learned that out the hard way. And then we've got our UV light. We've got our little stick with the metal end for placing our resin on, and our UV protection glasses. And then we'll also need gloves. So we will put this down there. Get my gloves. Oh, and then also I'm gonna have to put a long sleeve shirt on because you don't want the UV light actually to touch your skin. And then we're going to be wearing a respirator as well. You don't really want to be breathing in the resin for long periods of time. And I'm going to close the door so the critter can't come in. Put my hair out. Yee! Welcome to the community. Gonna love the changing seasons. I don't know, it's weird right now because I'm used to Texas. It should have been like 100 like a few months ago. And we still technically had snow like 2 weeks ago. And everything's turning green and it should all be like dead and brown by now. So it's a little weird for me. Like I'm a little confused on like there's stuff is just now blooming. And I have a strawberry plant. I've had 4 strawberries off of it. It's amazing. In Texas, I had a strawberry plant growing up and I had 1 strawberry off of it. But you can never get things to grow there, like veggies and things. So it's kind of cool. Lots of flowers here. Tulips are growing everywhere. Everybody's yard has just wild tulips. In my front yard, I have red tulips and yellow tulips. I didn't plant them, they just showed up. And it's like Animal Crossing where you crossbreed them, and I have one that's like a slight purple tulip in between. It's really pretty. Hi Snacks! Yep, it's a building stream. Yeah, all my live streams are crafting whatever costume I am making at the time. So, yeah. Yep. Just reading through things, okay. Oh, no worries about, like, you don't have to feel like you're obligated to post stuff all the time on our Discord. It's just whatever you want to share. It's not about likes. It's not about, like, it's a positivity community where we're trying to help be uplifting and not put people down. If you put people down, then you're gone. So, but yeah, we also have meme sections if you want to put your memes there. We do watch parties occasionally and things like that. So, okay, I need to think for like 2 seconds because I'm like talk, and I gotta remember what am I doing first before I get everything situated. Yeah. Just said snow. Also, you're over the winter. Yeah, my winter is Texas. It's cold and like then it goes to hot. Here in Nebraska, it's been cold. It's hard to work. And I'm ready for it to be like I can go outside, and it's just now starting where I can go and see things. There's a safari here. It only has like 6 animals, but I'm excited to go and see. So yeah. Okay. So I lied before we do any of the resin stuff. We're still working with the resin, but I need to ship off a few of our pieces and organize what we're gonna do. So we're gonna put this to the side for a second. You can hang back there. And I'm just gonna burn up in this jacket, so it's okay, you know. But safety glasses, normal ones. They're a little foggy, so you know I have a better time reading chat with my foggy glasses. Done that much experience with leather yet, but you're going to make your cape out of leather around 15. Best of luck. Have a little piece to practice on first, because leather is not mistake friendly. So just to be warned. Okay, so these are the tips for the. And then these should both be the middle section. I believe, and we'll have to figure out which one goes to which. I might be in luck. No, not quite a line yet. But yeah, all of these pieces, so when I 3D modeled it, they're modeled as one piece, and then I had to segment it for the height of the resin printer. Each piece then was individually put into, it's like a lychee slicer. I always have issues with that. And then they have a hole for our CPVC pipe tubing, which is the inner bone structure, as well as they are hollowed out. So in between the pipe and the edge, it is hollowed with a 3mm wall thickness. So that way, like same with this one, so the pipe only goes to here and the rest is hollow to make it as lightweight as possible. And then there's holes in it because with resin printing, it's submerged, so you gotta make sure that the resin has a place to escape and isn't just trapped in here. So I have holes on the inside to help with that. So yeah, and then I think, let's see. We have an E4 and a D1 on each of them, but I don't know which one it is. It's either this one or this. Oh, it can't be this one because this one has to be a top. Yeah. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay. So it should be that for our pieces, I believe. And then this one should be E4. Yeah. And here's our little A piece. He's so cute. So cute. Alright, so we're gonna move this over. I need to get the piping for it as well. So this is D. Which that piece is 3A. Okay. So that's a 3. You are a 3. Okay. So here's our 3s. I'm a bit behind on chat. Sorry, guys. Discord is mainly a place for Daniel to wish good morning to everybody. I am totally fine with that. I love it. For me, I'm like, okay, yay! I try to pipe in as much as I can. Okay. So, these I have, so it actually has a male and a female end that screws apart for transportation for the wings. So this is the part that these pieces are going to be attached to. And then this is going to be the top part of the wing, which is not 3D printed. Just the bottom spikes are. But then I can unscrew them. So, but because they are epoxied, I need to knock off that epoxy. So that way this piece can sit in it. So yeah. Caspian, welcome on and happy birthday. Hope your day is going well and I hope you did not have to work today. I know I'm not showing this right now, sorry. I'm basically just filing off a little bit of the glue because when I 3D modeled this, I did a 2-scale model of basically the female end, so that way I could subtract it from the resin piece. But I didn't leave too much glue or like room for the glue. There's enough for a little bit, but not for over like it is. So I'm just using a file to kind of knock off a little bit of the extra epoxy. Definitely shouldn't have had my jacket on at this point. Almost done with this one. I'm really behind. Ah! Weirder than normal this year? Yeah. I love working with leather. It's one of my favorite materials. But it is expensive. For Lilith, basically the whole top part of the shirt is all leather. And it's just, it looks expensive, like, it's really nice. I like it a lot. But yeah. Okay, so I knocked off a lot of that. There's a tiny bit more I need to do right here. Yeah. Can you sew in a machine, or does it? So yeah, it does depend on the machine, or like the thickness of your leather. So if your leather hide is soft and thin, you can sew with it on a normal sewing machine. Typically, you just need to invest in the leather sewing machine needles, which you can just buy at like Joann's. And if it is a thicker hide, some may go through the machine, but you'll need to test it, as well as if the hide is stiff and doesn't bend very well, then I wouldn't put it through the machine unless you have an industrial sewing machine. You can also hand stitch all of it, and that's just where if you don't have all the tools, you can literally just get a nail and a hammer and hammer each hole, or you can get diamond bit ones, and like for me on the sleeves and for the zipper in the back, it's all hand stitched to the leather. And it's easy to do, it just takes a little bit of time. And for that, you'll just need to get some wax leather thread, as well as a leather needle, or a needle that has a very large eye hole, because your wax thread is a little bit thicker than your normal thread that you would use for a sewing machine. Almost done, and then I'll be back on the camera. Sorry. Try it with a small piece, realize you can't because of the leather, do it by hand. Okay, there we go. Those are done. So next, what we're gonna do is go to this part. I'm gonna drink some of this real quick. Caspian. Oh, you did have to work today, so you're spending the day signing up for every free birthday present you can find. Right now, you're drinking a free soda, eating a free lunch. That is awesome. Always free stuff is good. Yes, yes. Okay, so for these pieces, we're gonna now be taking off all of basically the feet that hold in the support structures for these. When 3D printing this, there is a bunch of scaffolding. So it basically was printed like this. So this is the bed, and it prints backwards. So it prints here, going down, and there would have been all of these scaffolding, and then these parts just haven't come off yet. There's also a little bit of extra little pieces, and like one inside. So we're just gonna take those parts off. Same with these, so these have to be broken off. And I'm just gonna be using my wire cutters and then some pliers as well. And I'm gonna save the parts. Actually, do I need to save them on these? No, because the hole is on the other one. Yeah. One of my parts had a very massive gap that I'm gonna have to fill. And you can use these scrap pieces to fill it, which is fun. Okay. So we're just gonna break them all off. And a lot of it will be cleaned up at the workbench too later. When it's all connected, I'll sand it. remember to like the video while it is live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as I'd love to have you as part of our cosplay building community here. So subscribe to the channel. It is free on YouTube. For those that are on TikTok and Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat. And we are currently working on my Lilith cosplay, and these are parts for the wings right now. Light is not the best right now. Okay. Did your Thor completely from there? Nice. Go enjoy the rest of your stream. Can't wait to see how this comes out. Thanks for stopping by, Tree. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah, I don't look at Discord right now. I wait till after the stream. So. I do have to focus a little bit on what I'm working on so I don't mess it up. No ghost this stream. Oh yeah, so what ended up happening is my stream was getting taken over. So I had to reconnect some stuff. It's happened on a few YouTube channels. Okay, that one's good. Yeah. Your new drone came in? You got distracted? That's cool. Is it one that has VR glasses? Or is it just a normal drone? An upgraded normal drone? Caught up to chat. Huzzah. Okay, this one is good. And then the last ones. Yeah, each one of these, so I've been printing the max that I can on the printer for the height and for the space, which is pretty much 4 parts at once, but they're each like 25-hour prints, and I have to stop the print about 3 times to keep refilling it for resin. And I've got one on the bed right now, and then I've got, I think, 2 or 3 more left, I believe. Yeah. Yep, it has goggles. Cool. Those are a lot of fun, because then you can just fly them around far distance, but also can be kind of creepy, because you're not seeing who's behind you. Gonna take that, take care, Tiff. Thanks for stopping by, Annie, and enjoy your bath. can change just into a long sleeve shirt instead, because this jacket is hot. It's supposed to be 80 something today. So there, you can see kind of what the scaffolding would look like normally. Oh, y'all didn't even tell me I'm not even in this. You gotta yell at me. There, I can see a little better. Might have to knock this edge down with the file. It's got a little bit of a lip. We'll see. Okay, last one. And then after this, we can start figuring out which one goes on to which one. Okay, I think we are good with all of those now. Okay, take off the gloves. Ugh. I hate wearing gloves. Okay, I'm gonna go find a long sleeve shirt instead of the jacket because the jacket's hot. I will be back in just a bit. Thank you guys for watching. Bubbles is a little sick right now, so I had to go check on her. Thanks guys for watching. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I really don't want to put the clothing on, but I have to. Okay, we're gonna have to switch to our UV ones once we put those on, so I have to figure out which one goes to what. Ones to what? So the bottoms, tops. a lot better. I think it's this one. So that one to that one. Okay, so this one should go to this one. Yeah. So this one aligns here. And then see which one of these aligns. Me? That's it. Okay. And this one should then be here. Yeah. Okay, so we got it now. So I'll put these on the side. Cliff, welcome on. How are you today? So now we're going to make sure they all go through our pipe. There. And this one should be here somewhere. Believe that. And then we have to rotate everything because they're in the wrong placement. That's good. So that's what it should look like now. Ta-da! So we've got that one. So now what we're going to do is make sure it is all the way up as possible. And we'll take off the bottom one. And slide ever so slightly. And now it's time to start welding things. Okay. I don't need that quite yet. I'll do this one first. So basically, for doing this, you use super glue to attach the inside parts because when you use resin, the only way that it'll harden is with your UV light. But if your pieces are together, then the UV light can't hit it. So you use super glue to hold it on this inside, and basically you're going to be using the resin to weld the pieces together around. And again, don't use Gorilla Glue because it's terrible. Okay, and then okay, now I got it attached. Glowforge is working great. Chess doesn't like it though, at all. So yeah. I've got everything basically cut out that I needed to, except for the leather collar. And I had SK's Props. He also has a Glowforge, and he graciously, I think is the word, gave me some of his settings so I could use that as a base for getting mine. because EVA foam is not a recommended cutting material, so you have to kind of figure out what you have to change it for, pretty much. So yeah, liking how everything is coming along. The Renaissance Fair is coming up, and taking Wizard Hat Puppet needs some. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping there's like a local Renaissance Fair, and I'm hoping to do that one. Okay. So we're gonna use our respirator, UV protection glasses, and then we will start this. So I've got the same resin that I'm using for the whole piece. This is just like a very low bottle, and we're going to pour a little bit into the plate. And you only need a tiny bit. Okay. And then, fun little trick. So if your resin bottle has any resin on it, you can use your UV light and actually cure it. It only takes like a second. You don't want to have the UV light really touch your skin, so that's why we're wearing the gloves. And you don't want to breathe in the resin. Like for very small amounts, it's okay, but for long periods where you're sitting here and doing this, you don't want to. So now that we have this, I'm going to shrink. And then we're going to start with our pieces together. There we go. Love you, Rick. Can't wait for you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so now we have the edge of this. This piece has already been glued, and we're going to be using just a tiny bit. You don't want to fill it too heavily because, again, the UV light is only going to do the top surface. So I just do a little bit from the edge, a few seconds, and that will harden it. And later on, I'll go back and sand it once it's all done. But we're just using this to fill the gap. And you can do the same process for any like holes that you have in your print. So I'm just going to do a base all the way around. And then afterwards we'll go through and start filling, like making it so you can't notice the seam. But yeah, if you had a nice print together, then it should just meet up flush. But this one, we have to clean up the bottom a little bit. And it takes a bit of time to do this though. I've been watching a lot of shows doing this. I've started watching the new Scream on Paramount. Actually, I've never watched a Scream before. It seems very stupid and silly. But I've kind of thought about like that way on a lot of horror movies. So now that I have it all the way around, I'm starting to fill over it. You want to have it fill on both sides and be higher than what it needs to be, because you're gonna actually be sanding it away. So you want it to be a little bit higher, and you want to make sure that there is no slight dip, because if there's a dip when you sand, you're gonna have a channel there. First one is good, they went downhill after that. I don't know what number this one is. It has the only reason I watched it is because the picture has the girl from Wednesday on it. Or like the thumbnail or whatever. The Carrie sequel? Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if they're all supposed to be like this, but this one's very much like making fun of movies. And I don't know if it's like normal.
Yee!
Welcome to the community. Let's see, I've been watching quite a few animes too. I started a new one and I really like it. It's basically about, it's like a kind of girly one, but it's about a pro gamer and a girl who basically started playing video games because of her boyfriend, but her boyfriend dumped her. And like this pro gamer guy is helping her. It's really cute. It's got like 5 episodes so far on Crunchyroll. I don't remember what it's called. It's like he's level 999 and she's level like 35. I know Honey Crow's on. She'll know what it is. My anime expert queen. It's a new one for this season. We're almost done with this. And then we'll start attaching the second part in a little bit. Slice of life, very cute. That one sounds familiar. I don't know if that one was one of them or not. There's a few that are on my list, but I haven't been able to find where to watch them. Yeah, Hell's Paradise. I've been watching that. I was doing it subbed. But I don't know. I'm watching it to watch it, but it's not. I don't know. It's just a little off for me. So I'm hoping it changes. I don't want to do any spoils though. It's like a mashup of a lot of different animes to me. And then I'm almost done rewatching all of Konosuba again, and I'm still watching the new Megumi one. I saw that they just released 3 of the episodes dubbed, so I'm gonna rewatch it in dubbed because I prefer the dubbed over subbed for Konosuba, which is weird. You feel like so lazy watching people like you do this? Ah, no. Don't feel lazy. This is my full-time job. And it's something I'm extremely passionate about. So if you put your passion into something, or if you work a full-time job, that's where all your energy's going. So it's okay. And everybody works at different paces too. Seems interesting, yeah. You don't know where it'll go. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Wizard. I'd agree. Is there a movie Crunchyroll is advertising something soon? So there's 2 seasons, and then there is a movie, which is like another season. But there's a new show that is specifically on Megumi before she met up with everybody. So it's basically like her Hogwarts days. Her origin stories of how she came to be and become an explosion wizard of mastery. It's really good. So right now I'm turning it around and I'm using the shine of outside to see where I need to fill a little bit more. But we're just about done with this. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying today's stream. If you're on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/Tiffany Cosplay. And that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube. If you are on YouTube, press the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you as part of our cosplay community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free. Okay, so we are done with this one. So now we're gonna get the, ooh, I can see again. Give me a sec. I'm gonna do water too. Ugh.
Cosplay business question. At what point did you know you actually wanted an LLC? Would you have made one earlier? When did you make an LLC?
So I quit my full-time job as a jewelry designer in 2018 to pursue this as my full-time job. I got my LLC in 2021, like the end of 21, and I got it because I was starting to actually make this as like a real business, and because technically any cosplayer that is making any type of cosplay and doing any type of like fan art or selling prints, technically this is called copy infringed, and technically gaming companies can come after you. I don't know if any really have, but because I don't use for advertisements, I don't use like
an image of Mercy next to my Mercy cosplay for selling prints and stuff, but I know for Etsy a lot of that actions have been taking place, and I wanted to protect myself and as my business. So basically an LLC makes it so if a company comes after me, they can only take money from my business and not from me, and take like everything. So it's more to protect myself and to be, because I'm working more in the industry, be taken a little bit more seriously. So yeah, I'd say if you're starting off weight, it is expensive. It does make taxes a lot more difficult. You have to know a lot more, and most tax companies don't know anything about LLCs, as I've found out. So yeah. Okay, back to this. But yeah, good question. And welcome on, Colin. How are you? Hello there. I love your job. Greetings from Ecuador. Ah, welcome on, Shilgai. Does these glasses fog up when you wear the respirator? These don't. They don't actually sit all the way back on my face. So, yeah. With a dust mask, they do though. Disney comes into, yeah, pretty much. So. Yeah, I only know one person who, she had to take like all of her stuff down for her blueprints because she was advertising on Etsy with a picture, or like her products were on Etsy with a picture of the, like basically, it's Mercy's wings next to her outlines and or something like that. So it's kind of a fine line, but in general they don't. But it's also just to protect me. So okay, for the last part, so we're gonna check our alignment again. There. And get our super glue out. Yeah, Disney's one of the big ones though. But I am proud of my LLC because I am an actual company. I'm not like, for me, when you get an LLC, you are no longer a hobby. And this is my full-time job. It is my main source of income. And I am really proud of that and the fact that it's an LLC. So, I don't know if it's different from outside of the States though. So we're doing our super glue first. And then we're gonna push them together. Work has been rough the last 2 weeks, which means your craft is after work has slowed down. Thanks for your response. I think that is so cool and we should come. Thank you. Well, hopefully you can relax a little bit with the stream today and get crafting soon, or at least get inspired to craft soon here. Okay, so it's glued. So now we're going to continue doing our resin welding. And one thing you might notice, I actually have not glued it at all to this pipe. And I did that on purpose. The super glue will kind of attach it a little bit, but it won't fall off. It's such a tight fit. As well as, in case, because this is a male and female threaded system, sometimes, like over time when you tighten it every time, it slowly moves a tiny bit. So by having it like this, I can rotate this whole bottom piece if need be. Waiting for her Discord game to be, for that to become a costume. What? Okay, continuing. Ooh, I need more. Oh, one thing about this is typically when I work, I have my blinds closed, because the UV light from outside will actually harden the resin, because it's your UV light. But the natural UV light will also harden it. So on my tray right here, you can actually see it's kind of thick. So I'm going to pour another section. I have it like this because it's really hard for me to read stream right now with the light. If I wasn't reading and I was just focusing on it, it would be fine, but I need that extra light. So we're going to harden this resin. You never want to just toss resin away. So with the UV light, all you do is you harden it and then move it around and then make sure like it's not just the top surface, it's all the way through. And then you can toss it, but we're just going to add onto this plate in another section. So now it's, the top layer is hardened, but underneath is not. So I'm just going to harden it again. And that'll be good for now. We're going to do another spot on this side now. Continue. I know. Science! After this piece, I'm going to take a break though, because I hate wearing gloves for this long. So just to continue. Again, we're just going to do our little tack around first. You don't want to fill the whole thing, because the UV light's only going to do the top surface of resin. If you'll have any questions on what I'm doing or other cosplay questions, feel free to ask. What type of resin are you using? I'm using one that my friend recommended, Hoku Crafts. He does all the trophies for like Riot and Blizzard and stuff. And this is his favorite, and it's been really great. I like that it's kind of see-through and transparent, the smoky black, and you can just get it on Amazon. Resin toxic to the skin. Resin you do not want to touch with your skin. It is bad, toxic, which is why you wear gloves when handling it. Once it is cured with the UV light, you should be fine, but you don't want to overly touch it. Basically, the liquid resin is bad. And to kind of neutralize it, you have alcohol. So when you 3D print your piece, you take it out of the resin, like on the bed, and then you'll put it into a bath of alcohol, so the whole piece is submerged. And I do one of 91% alcohol. That is the first bath to wash it, and you want to leave it in for like 4 minutes if you have the actual washing tub. If not, you need to kind of, basically the machine spins it so that way all of the alcohol can go around the whole place. If you're doing it in your own tub, you do need to wear gloves and you need to kind of mix it. But I do it for 4 minutes with my Anycubic, and then it goes into a second wash tub, which is 99% alcohol, to help clean it even further. And after that, after it's dried, I try not to touch it too much with my hands, but with doing anything like this, you definitely want to wear gloves. If it's at all sticky, there's still resin on your surface and it needs to be put into the alcohol more. Or you need to use the UV light to harden it. Ugh. Welcome on, Helm. It's been a while. How are you doing? So now that we've gone all the way around, I'm going to start filling it a little higher. And we'll slowly start raising it to the same height again. When it cures, how strong is it? So technically the UV light makes it more brittle. So if you overuse the UV light, it'll make it really fragile. So you can naturally just put it in the sun, and that's what I like to do rather than use the Anycubic UV light built in. Typically what I do is, for this, when I have it and it's all finished, I'll use the UV light and do one final pass over everything, and then it's done. It is not as strong as your like PLA, ABS type of stuff on your normal filament printer. So I will only be using the resin printer for more decorative pieces and not for structural sound pieces. So my normal printer, the Prusa, I'll be using it for like bone structure things and for harnesses for wings, and not really for things that are going to be seen. The resin printer is definitely more for like figurines, for fine sculpting pieces, jewelry, things like that. But you can use both kind of the same way, but you just gotta fine tune it a little more. Got to catch the stream again. Welcome back, Cars. How are you? Yeah, we're working on Lilith's wings from Diablo. We are actually resin welding right now the bottom parts of the wings. And we're just about to finish this one. Yeah, it hurts my throat trying to talk with the respirator on too much. Because I try to talk a little bit louder, but it makes it a little harder to breathe. So my throat's a little raspy. I'm curious if the purple light even shows through the cameras or not. Life crafting under the sunstream. I mean, if I do that, I'm gonna turn into a tomato because I just burn instantly under the sun. I have too much ginger in me. And I'll just get tons of freckles. One thing I saw was TwitchCon Paris. They don't have a cosplay contest this year. So I'm curious if they're a US one, if they're gonna have the cosplay contest or not. They have in its place, which is still really cool. They're doing a drag queen show. I don't know exactly if they're doing performances or like what they're doing, but I don't remember them having that last year, and I think that's what's replacing the cosplay contest. So we'll see if the US one, if they'll have it or not. I may have been snooping around a little bit for future plans. Evil scheming. You're coming impressed with your cosplay. Thank you, I appreciate it. I work hard on my stuff and I try to bring them as close as possible to the original. Yeah. And to feel comfortable with them as well. Some of them I've modified the designs a little bit so I can feel comfortable in it. I think I'm using foam board to provide structure for the wings. Have you ever used that material? I have not, but I know a lot of Gundam builders use foam board for all of their stuff to make it rigid. I was curious about doing it, but I didn't feel like learning another skill like that. I don't know anybody off the top of my head to recommend. I know there's a few Gundam cosplayers that I followed, but they weren't English speaking, so I couldn't read any of their stuff, or they didn't actually write anything. Are you gonna try to bring the Gundam to SoonerCon? Aren't you technically a Gundam builder already? I mean, I've made a Gundam already, yeah. I don't think I'll make another Gundam though. That was a lot of work. And even though I said it took me like, I think a month and a half to make, it really took me 2 weeks to make because I was in the process of moving and I was working on the rifles way beforehand. And then when I moved here to Nebraska, I had like 2 weeks to finish the build. And the only things I had worked on were the guns at that point, so it was a lot. I do plan on adding a few more things that I didn't actually make, like the stones for the costume, just because I didn't have time. But I would like to add the stones on there and do an actual photo shoot with it later on, and potentially bring it to another convention. But it's a big build that takes up a lot of room in the suitcase, and I have to have a hamper for it. So it'll have to be the right convention. Almost done with this. Applying the color with vinyl blue marine, it seems so scary. It was a very long process. It's something that I wanted to learn and it looks good in the end, but I can't recommend it because of how much contact cement glue you have to use and how much ventilation you need. It's an extremely toxic type of process because for it you have to use 2 coats of glue onto the back of fabric and 2 coats of glue onto your foam, and it's expensive and it looks good, but a rush to do again. And glue prices for contact cement glue definitely have risen quite a bit. I probably used for the Gundam, just in contact cement glue, like $75 to $100, actually at least $100 worth of contact cement glue just for that costume. Like, the Gundam was an expensive build because of glue. The foam was cheap. The fabric was a bit pricey because I had to have it shipped. But yeah. Let's see. Now we're doing our final inspection. A little bit more here. You're bringing the shadow, Clark Kent, and my phone and shoes. Okay. Take on the rest here. Yeah, that's how I feel about Lilith. Is I want to bring the wings to Monsterpalooza, but if they are not finished, then I'm not gonna bring the wings. I'll just bring the dress part. Because I want to bring this to BlizzCon. Alright, we are done! So, the last part that we're going to do on here is there are a little bit of holes that we're going to need to fill. So, like here is a hole, and you can tell when you put the UV light, you can actually use the UV light to see if there is a crack or a crease. And then we're just gonna go and put some more of this on it. You typically have to do 2 little dots because the first dot is gonna go down, and then the second dot is gonna be for hardening the top part. So we're gonna do this real quick, and then we'll take our break. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Kind of bouncing back and forth between these 2 spots. Here we missed. Okay, right here's another spot. I think is done, so we're going to check the middle. Two little spots here. There's a bit of a crack that I want to fill here too. Okay, top section. I do believe we are done. Okay, so now we're gonna do a final, basically a final seal using our UV light. Onto the surface. This is gonna harden the rest of the piece. Okay, it is done. And then I'm going to harden our one piece of resin because I need to take a little bit of a break without this respirator and the stuff on. Okay. Oh. My hands are starting to turn wrinkly. Ugh. Now to drink lots of water, because this will definitely dehydrate you. How do you go about making your patterns for the whole costume? Oh yeah, it's always, never apologize for asking questions. Just ask them. If I don't want to answer, I'll just be like, next question. It just depends. Some costumes, it depends on the actual build. So for this one, I have a mannequin that's like, it's from here to here. That's it. And it has, because of my size, no dress former mannequins get as small as me. And it has a contrapposto. She stands like crooked. And so it has a nice curve. And basically when I did the pattern, if I only did that side, I could make it to my side. So I did saran wrap and masking tape onto one side and I made my pattern. And that's how I did for, I'm gonna switch over to that one. For the main top section and then the corset. So I was able to do the top breast area, the gold corset, as well as the black belt thing to get kind of my patterning. For the sleeves and for the skirt, I just use fabric scraps and I drape it. Sometimes I'll do CAD work, so I'll 3D model something to get the shape. even if I'm not gonna 3D print it, and then I'll make my pattern from that. A lot of times I'll start in Adobe Illustrator and get 2D line work, so you can get basically, you get your reference image, you can kind of use that and trace around, and then like to get your basic lines, and then you can go in and words are hard right now. Then you can go back in and you can add more detail lines. You can scale it to yourself because Blizzard is non-people portioned whatsoever. They love their women to be 2 legs thickness, like height, and a very small top half, and I'm already short in general, so everything's like totally unproportioned, so you have to proportion things to yourself. But a lot of times I'll do Adobe Illustrator for my 2D CAD work, and then Rhino is what I use a lot of times for my base CAD for 3D modeling, and then for sculpting I'll do No Man's Sculpt. Yeah, sometimes I'll wrap myself in saran wrap and masking tape to get patterns. Sometimes I'll wrap an object to get that shape. So if I need like a ball, I'll sometimes wrap an object, like a ball object, and then get that to lay out a pattern flat. It just depends. Did that kind of answer your question? Are you one of those people that can already visualize what kind of pattern to make just from, yeah. For me, when I do a costume or like a prop, I typically sit there and stare at it for a good hour analyzing each part, and I make a Word document of every single component that I need to make about it. So for Lilith, there's like the helm, then the collar, then you have the stones on the top, you've got the shoulder pads, you've got the breastplate, you've got the corset with the mid corset, and each element, and then I'll go through my head of what materials am I going to use for this piece. In general, I've worked with a lot of materials, so I know which ones work best for certain areas, and I can kind of work it through my head that if I use this material, the options are going to look like this. If I use this other material, the options are going to look like this. Okay, well, I'm going to be transporting it. So then I have to understand, okay, so this has to be able to bend and move, and I kind of choose my materials based off of that. I don't know if I'm explaining it too well, but it's something, I've done a few streams where I sit there and I analyze and I kind of talk it out, but they're not the most fun streams. Yeah. Thank you for your answers, definitely help. You just have a hard time doing saran wrap yourself and drawing patterns alone. I understand that. I will have help a few times. Typically, if you're going to saran wrap yourself, do it in sections. So don't do a full body suit at once. Do like your foot first, and then do a leg, and like if you have a mannequin, those are really good to use instead, or a dress form, to get those parts and do the rest on yourself. Welcome to the community. Also, with doing patterns, you only have to do one side. You don't have to do both sides. So just have it where when you wrap the saran wrap, just focus on like one side, but still have a few that come over, and then use your masking tape. Have a few that wrap around, like I typically do 1 or 2 here, and then 1 or 2 up here, but I focus all of my masking tape on this side, going from like this area to here. And then I'll do a center guideline. Typically I'll do 2 colors. I'll do red as my guidelines and black as my actual lines. And I'll do a red line down here. I do a red line underneath the breast area so I know where the cup section is. And then a line here where the armpit would be. And then down the side, and as well as down the back. Back can be very tricky. So if you can just get a mirror and just do like a few dots where you feel it, and then when you take it off, you can connect that line. But you don't have to draw the full pattern while you're wearing it. You just have your basic lines of like, this is where my waist is, I need the pattern to go from here to here, and just do that basic line, and then when you take it off, you can do your fine detail lines on that. And I find that to be a lot easier than trying to draw the whole pattern on myself. Making one of those duct tape dummies one of these days. Down in Creative, she has a tutorial on it, I believe. Oh, I don't have to have my sleeves on right now. But yeah, here's our finished one. So far, I'll show you the three different sizes so far. There's one more I have to make, and it's the longest one. So that's the 3, to give you an idea. Let's see if we get to Helm today. I'm gonna real quick go and use the restroom. I will be back momentarily. Then we'll finish our water and start the second one. Critters as well. Oh. Trying to think about making armor with some organic parts. I'm using clay foam, but worried if it'll be too stiff to move with. So clay foam, I would only recommend it in places that aren't going to be bendable, as clay foam can crack, it also can add a lot of weight to it, so just be careful with it. But yeah, it can work. You can definitely do that. Oh, tired. Okay, who's ready to start the last one now? And wear gloves again. Oh boy, my favorite thing in the world, gloves. Ugh. I mean, it could be worse though. There's definitely other safety stuff that are a lot more annoying to wear. The pipe again, and then we'll start putting our pieces on. Alright, let me switch to that camera. And we need the whole thing to rotate the opposite way. That's good. We've got our place. How long do you plan for this whole costume to be finished? So the plan for this is it's a 2.5 to 3 month build for making the lift. I would say in general I am like the whole outfit and the shoulder pads are pretty much done. The only stuff left now is the collar and the helm, and that's what I want to be finished by the end of this month, which is totally doable. I'd like the wings to be finished by the end of this month, but we'll have to see. And then after this month, when I come back from Monsterpalooza, I'll be making the tail, and I think I want to make the Diablo head. So, yeah. Okay, let us start attaching pieces. So now that we got it in our placement, we will take this off. Use our super glue. And then we can start resin welding again. So I gotta put all of our safety gear back on again. And thank you guys for watching. If you're still on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I'm reading chat and answering questions. So go to YouTube if you would like to say something. For those here on YouTube, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video when it's live. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as I'd love to have you as part of our cosplay community. So subscribe to the channel. It is free. So yeah. Forgot she had tail. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's one of those things that when I was planning out things, I was like, nobody's gonna see it at Monsterpalooza because I'm just gonna be like at my booth probably. There's not like things I'm going to, and I don't know for that one how much room I'll actually be able to walk around in. So there's no point in bringing the tail because nobody's gonna see it. So that's why I was like, I'll just wait till after because it's, yeah. Like same on her back too. She has a technically her spine shows on the back and there's like a corset lace up that goes into her skin, but you don't see it. So do you smell any fumes when you're wearing a respirator or only rubber or something? I mean, a respirator should be blocking out all your fumes. If you're smelling anything, then you're wearing the wrong type of respirator, or you need to replace your things. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
I know, cosplay conundrum. Well, she has, for the headpiece, she has so much fabric that comes down, you don't see any of that. Then she has the wings. Like, there is no point. She also has, technically, like, gauntlets underneath her arm, like the sleeves. You don't see them. Okay. There is a hair.
I haven't used these yet. Okay, I got it.
Glasses, and then let's do our resin. Yeah, for small amounts of resin, like, it's okay with the windows open and stuff, but for sitting here for how long we're doing, we're using a UV light, which causes the toxin and stuff, then you want to wear the respirator. So we're going to start doing our welding again. This is, yeah. So we're going to first use this, and then we're going to do our crack part. We're not going to fill it because the UV light's only going to do the surface, so we want to slowly build up. And then we're just going to slowly go around. We'll do one pass first, and then we'll start building up. What, good? By the way, don't come on my stream testing me. You'll get banned. If you have real questions, that's fine, but don't come on testing. Yeah, click you didn't send a message earlier, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to do this one faster than the last one. so now we've got our first pass done, so we're going to go over it. And we're going to slowly start building up our layer so it's higher than what the seam is. And we want to get in more material so that way we can sand it away after. What's the new donation called Rescue? Technically, all donations are still going to go towards paying off the Glowforge. Because it's on my credit card right now. It's not... it still has a lot more I gotta pay off. But, I'd say the next investment stuff... Maybe guide, yeah. The next investment stuff is going to be for the gaming PC. So I've got my desk now. So I'll have to start slowly building up for upgrading this PC. Because this one's going to be my gaming PC, the one that's in this room. And I'm getting an upgraded PC because of how much stuff I'm doing with editing videos and photos and stuff, and I just need a better build of everything. But I'll have to start from scratch. I'll need a Steam Deck over there, a Stream Deck, sorry. I'll need another mic, monitors. I'm only gonna do 2 monitors in that room instead of 3 because I don't need that. And then a keyboard, mouse, I'll need a chair. So yeah, it'll be a slow build up of things again, and hopefully things will come on sale. A year's supply of catnip and carrots. Fluff actually doesn't do anything with catnip. And carrots, Ches is not supposed to be eating carrots anymore, because technically carrots are bad for rabbits. It's like candy for them. And he's still having some medical problems. We're still getting it built up. So do y'all find this interesting with like the resin welding? compared to some of our other stuff that we do on stream. A little spot in this gear. The streams are more about getting to ask you about the process, the part of the project you happen to be working on often. It's important. Probably have to do resin welding pretty soon, so yeah. Same. Yeah. Well, I know it's like sanding. Sanding streams, those a lot of people don't like. I'm just curious for if I do this again in the future, if this is something I'd want to put on stream or not. Just because it is a bit harder to stream this. Like, it takes a lot longer. Like, things that I don't do on stream anymore is like 3D modeling, just because they're not really fun to watch and I get a lot of trolls that come on. In painting, it's just too hard to stream while I paint. Okay, now we're gonna check around and see. Okay, we are good with that one. Oh, I can see. Now that you have the growth board, it's been cut foam by hand anymore. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll still be cutting lots of foam by hand. The glow forge is gonna be for like fast production and for finer cut pieces, but it has its limitations because there's like a size of how much you can put in there, as well as it does better with thick EVA foam, so probably thick EVA foam pieces I'll put in there, but for thinner like 2mm and 4mm, it's almost better to do it by hand because the Glowforge laser, the heat of it will cause the foam to melt and shrink around the edges a lot, so it's almost not worth it. Okay, so we're gonna glue it now. Oops. Yeah, the only thing left to cut with the Glowforge for Lilith is the leather collar. I can cut it by hand, but I want to test it cutting leather. And then I'm gonna start doing foam kits. So that's gonna be the next stuff. How are we doing? Yeah, okay. Alright, time to continue welding. Woohoo! I'd like to ideally have. Actually, I'm gonna pour a new spot. Ideally, I would. Welcome to the community. Would like to have some kits available at Monster Palooza, but I don't know if that's gonna happen in time. But for SoonerCon, I should have some kits. At least that's the plan. A little under there. I can't get it. It's fine. Ready to pour another spot. I'm gonna clean off my tip too. Okay. This is where, because I'm streaming, I need the window to be open, but I wouldn't be using the window in general if I was doing this, because you don't want UV light coming into the room, but I need that extra light for streaming. Okay, continue. Yeah, feel free again if you have any questions or when working on our other questions, feel free to ask. We're doing a lot better on time on this one. I was hoping we'd get to the Helm on stream, but that's not gonna happen. I'll be happy when this is done though, because then I don't have to wear the respirator anymore. That and a long sleeve shirt. Because it is a bit toasty today. What's everybody doing for dinner tonight? I'm doing leftovers again. I've got a, what is it, hibachi or whatever? From 2 days ago. Just remembered a question you want to ask sheet crafters. When using contact cement or super glue, how do you prevent overshooting and having spots look messy with the glue? So typically before I glue something, I'll trace where it's going to sit on my piece. So that way I know that my glue is only supposed to go to that line. And then you want to use a brush to apply your contact cement glue. If your brush is too thick, you can also use, you can get a smaller paintbrush and apply it on. But you will need, if you use contact cement glue on your paintbrush, it will ruin it. So that needs to be like a permanent paintbrush for contact cement glue. And if you want to keep using it, have it where it is submerged in the contact cement glue until next use. So I typically have 2 jars. I have a small jar of contact cement glue that, this one, it has a built-in paintbrush on the top. And then I refill this, and then I have a larger jug that I refill it because you save money that way. And the larger one, I have a large paintbrush in it, as well as a very fine tip paintbrush that are cut to fit and live submerged in the contact cement jar. Okay, now we're going to check our lines. But yeah, super glue, I don't typically use super glue. This is the only time I've used super glue in like 6 years. And I don't, like, it's gonna go where it goes because it's really liquidy. Okay, so our seams are done, so now we're just gonna fill any of the cracks. Going to the draft house for Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, that seems like fun. What are you gonna eat there? The last one I went to in Austin, they did their chicken breading very weird. It had like a sweet flavor. And it wasn't like they do at their other ones. It was very weird. Chicken pasta, pasta okay. That seems cool though. Don't know if they have a special menu. You usually get fried pickles and chicken strips. Yep. No margarita there, huh? I'll either do when I'm there, like a margarita or wine. And I used to do the popcorn, but I can't do popcorn anymore. Oh, I did find with my food allergies though. So I finally had that appointment. And I am not, so there's 2 things with food allergy. You can be intolerable and allergic. So I'm not allergic to food like milk. I'm intolerable, I think. I think I'm saying that word wrong, but so milk will not kill me. It'll just make me upset. Like my tummy. So that's good to know. But that was an expensive bill too. My insurance covered like most of it, but I still had to pay like $250. And I found out I'm like the top maxed out for scale for being allergic to cockroaches, which is weird. Okay, middle section's done, so now we're checking this out. Okay, we are done. Intolerance, yes. Thank you. So again, with resin, you can't just throw it away. You have to UV it, uncured resin. Okay, done. Bonjour! For some reason, all of the big time crafters here only use super glue. It's like they're always in a rush. Weird. Yeah, for EVA foam.
I know some people will use EVA or like super glue for small attachments, but never for a full actual attachment, especially with sanding, because you don't get a flush seal. But super glue is also not toxic, so that could be a reason why you would use super glue over contact cement glue. Oh, I'm gonna use this instead. You don't drink alcohol? So I didn't know that, Wizard. Have you always not drunken alcohol? Or is that like a recent thing? Oh yeah, update on, because I had my appointment 2 weeks ago on my ovary. Good news, the spots have not gotten bigger, but they're still the same size. So they're kind of like, as long as you don't feel pain, continue on your medicine and you're okay. So yeah, I'm just continuing and I don't know. It's kind of weird, but at least I'm not dying so far. Oh, much better. Okay, so yeah, they're finished. So there's 2 more left, and that's gonna be another 2 days of printing. Always you had 1 sip of, sorry, feed back. You didn't feel like, okay. Well, that's a cool decision then. I'll just drink all the drinks instead. Yeah. But that is it for me today. So yeah, I probably have a wonderful line here. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you were on TikTok or Instagram, I'm actually live streaming on youtube.com/TiffanyGordonCosplay, and that is where I was reading chats and whatnot. Instagram still does a weird like filter thingy on it. I don't know how to get rid of it. But thank you guys for watching. And if you're here on YouTube, I appreciate it. Remember, like the video as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'd love to have you as part of our cosplay building community.
Yee.
So yeah, thank you. Say that. Yeah. Tired. I'm gonna take a break, water the plants, and check on the critters, and then relax for a little bit before I start working on the helm. Not on stream. But thank you for watching. Thank you, Ingrid, Adam, and Real for all the members. I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to help financially support me and the channel, you can always become a member here on YouTube, and there's a bunch of benefits there, blah blah blah. And thank you again to everybody that helped support financially for our donation goal of getting the Glowforge. I really appreciate it, and I'll be using that quite a bit. So yeah, I already have quite a bit. So I appreciate the support. Have a wonderful weekend, and most likely a stream next week. I don't know what day, because I've been all over the place for everything. So yeah, but bye guys. Love y'all.